one and only MVP, Michael Venom Page. Entertaining, unusual, unique. I like to do stuff that doesn't necessarily make sense.
Venom,
I think I'm one of the toughest men on the planet. It may not always be pretty, but damn it, you can't beat me. We'll see if he ever comes forward at all.
I want to go in there, I want to land shots and not be touched. I'm more a sniper.
Like I said, man, if he's there at the end of it, well, he'll be bleeding.
Connor, the Brumtown Bomber, Tierney, Joe Hitman 187, Elmo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to the BKFC 27 final press conference here at Glazier's Hall. We have arrived in the United Kingdom, London, England. It's been a long journey, but we have finally broke ground here across the pond. And today we are going to introduce you to our panel of fighters and dignitaries joining us here this afternoon. But first, before we do that, let's talk about the big day, Saturday night, live worldwide at the OVO Wembley Arena. We will be live to the world on the new BKFC app, and we will have a special start time at the OVO Wembley at 6 p.m. British Standard Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce our 4 final fights of the evening, starting in the lightweight division. First, we will introduce his bare-knuckle record standing at 4 victories opposite a single defeat. He is the former BKFC World Lightweight title challenger from Ely, Cambridgeshire, England. Please welcome back to BKFC, Tyler El Tornado Goodjohn. And his opponent Saturday holds an undefeated bare-knuckle record at 6-0 with 1 fight even. He made one hell of an impression his first fight out. He looks to do it again from Swansea, Wales. Here is the undefeated James Lights Out Lilly. And our feature fight takes place in the heavyweight division. First of all, this man is no stranger to the squared circle. He has been with us since the beginning. His bare-knuckle record stands at 4 victories, opposite 3 defeats with 1 fight even. He is a former 2-time BKFC World Heavyweight title challenger from Gravois Mills, Missouri, USA. Here is Sam the Hillbilly Hammer Shoemaker. And his opponent, he's fought for us once before. He's ready to do it again with a bare-knuckle record of 6 victories opposite a single defeat from North Shields, England. Here is Mick Terrell. And our co-main event has fireworks guaranteed in the welterweight division. Firstly, his bare-knuckle record stands at 2 victories opposite a single defeat, and we have been waiting for his return to the squared circle, and it finally comes to fruition on Saturday from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Dyersburg, Tennessee, USA. Please welcome back Joe Hitman 187 Elmore.
I'm back.
And his opponent, possibly one of the most impressive debut fights with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. His record stands at 6 victories opposite a single defeat from Birmingham, England. Here is Connor the Brumtown Bomber Tierney. And ladies and gentlemen, our main event, it is the most exciting fight nobody knew they wanted. Now the world wants to see in the middleweight division. Firstly, his MMA record is a stellar one at 14-8, and he is undefeated in the squared circle at 1-0, and his debut fight against Julian Lane, Knucklemania 2, was recognized as one of the top 10 most memorable fights in BKFC history. From Orlando, Florida, here is Platinum Mike Perry. And his opponent, this man, took the bare knuckle world by surprise, letting us know he was going to throw his hat into the squared circle. His MMA record stands at 20 victories, opposite only 2 defeats. His highly anticipated bare knuckle debut comes your way Saturday from right here in London, England. Here is MVP Michael Venom Page. And sitting center seat, ladies and gentlemen, no stranger to the world of bare knuckle. He is the founder of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship and the man responsible for finally bringing this amazing, amazing fight promotion to London. He is the founder and the president of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Please welcome Mr. David Feldman. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to our official host, one half of our dynamic commentary team that you will see Saturday night on the new BKFC app. Please welcome the always outstanding Sean Wheelock.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jeff Houston. We'll talk to all of the fighters on the dais as well as David Feldman. Then there will be questions from assembled media. Brian Sosha has the microphone for those of you in person. We'll also be taking questions from assembled media virtually. Following this, then we will have our media scrum, so one-on-ones are available with all of the fighters on the dais, as well as David Feldman. That's after this press conference for assembled media. David, let's start with you. We're in the ancestral home of this great sport of bare knuckle fighting. What does it mean to you now in year 5 of BKFC that we're here in London, we're playing Wembley? This is an evolution of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yeah, Sean, absolutely. You know, it's amazing to be here in London, England. I mean, the fans here are fantastic. The fighters here are some of the best in the world. This is the true birthplace of bare knuckle fighting is right here in the UK, and it's great to be able to bring this massive show to the Wembley Arena here this Saturday night, August 20th at the Wembley Arena. I mean, I'm just super excited that I get to bring this promotion here and show some of the best combat sports fans in the world, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, what it is, and they get to see it in person and truly become a fan of this amazing sport.
Jeff Houston ran down the card. It is absolutely stacked again on the dais. We have 2 feature fights, our co-main and our main. These are the 8 fighters. In the heavyweight division, Mick Terrell versus Sam Shoemaker. Mick, first time in BKFC, you came to the United States. What are your emotions now fighting for this promotion in your home nation, England?
I don't really have emotions when it comes to fighting. I just want to hit someone. That's all I want to do.
His opponent, Sam Shoemaker. Sam, you fought for BKFC in Mexico. We were in Cancun at BKFC 4, February of 2019. This is your first time to the UK. What are your emotions coming into this, coming over from the American Midwest?
You know, it's an honor to be a part of Team USA, coming over here, bringing the inaugural event to the UK. So I'm just super excited and just blessed to be here.
This will be feature fight number 1 in the heavyweight division, 2 of the best heavyweights on the planet, Mick Terrell versus Sam Shoemaker. Our second feature fight, James Lilly versus Tyler Goodjohn. James, this hasn't been played up a lot, but I think it's time we hit on it. Tyler, you as well. Both UK fighters, but make no mistake, this is Wales versus England. Is that more special to you, James, coming from Swansea?
It's just special to show everyone that I'm one of the best fighters in the world. You know, I believe I belong up here, and it doesn't matter about sort of what country we're from. I want to prove that I'm the best in the world, and I've got to beat someone like Tyler to do that.
Tyler, you've known James from the bare knuckle circuit in the UK, also from gloved boxing. What are your feelings coming in against James? I know this fight, even though it's new to BKFC, it's been talked about, the 2 of you fighting in one sport or another for a long time.
Yeah, don't sleep on this fight. This fight's going to be fight of the night. Me and James, we're the best in UK and we're the best in the world. So we're going out there to prove it, and we're gonna entertain the fans Saturday night.
James Lilly versus Tyler Goodjohn. This is our second feature fight. Our co-main. Get ready for the civility to maybe, Joe Elmore, are we ready? to change a little bit here. This is Connor Tierney versus Joe Elmore. Connor, you had a great debut going against a very tough fighter, Jeremiah Riggs. Pulled yourself off of the canvas. One of the best fights in BKFC history. Coming in now against Joe Elmore, seems like the level just keeps rising. No soft landings in BKFC.
We don't take shortcuts to the top. And yeah, Joe's just another number for me, really. So, you know, we'll see what he's made of Saturday night.
Joe, in 3 fights in BKFC, you've become a fan favorite. I know you're so excited to be back. What is your feeling now coming in, facing a first-class fighter as yourself in Connor Tierney?
Well, there's a song I listen to every day. I believe it should be his walkout song. And I feel like I'm number 1. That's the number I am to him. I'm one of the best in the world right now. I've been out for a year. I've come back. And I know it's USA versus Britain, but I have some of the best fans over here, and it's such an honor to be over here fighting. I'm just ready to put this on. He is one of the best in the world. I've been clowning and I've been joking on him, but I'm taking this fight more serious than I've ever taken anything in my life. And it's hard to contain this injury. I'm about to rip out this fucking suit. Excuse my language, but I'm coming in there to blow up like a nuclear bomb. And that man asked for me, and here I am.
Yeah. Co-main event, Connor Tierney versus Joe Elmore. Our main event of the evening, Michael Venom Page versus Platinum Mike Perry. Michael Page, you and I know each other from Bellator. You came into MMA with a style that a lot of people said would not work in MMA. You proved them wrong. You've become one of the best pound-for-pound MMA fighters on the planet, one of the absolute stars in Bellator. How are you now adapting your striking style into bare knuckle?
You know what? No, not too much adaptation. For me, my style in itself is already something that's going to be awkward for anybody to deal with. I can be underestimated a lot because of how I make my opponents look. And I'm looking to do the same thing here. I know a lot of people are for me just because of, you know, the hype that I have around me, but there's a lot of people against me, and I'm looking forward to prove them wrong. But I am super psyched about this fight. Super excited.
Mike Perry, you established yourself as an outright MMA superstar in the UFC. Great success defeating Julian Lane in your BKFC debut. How do you feel that your game, striking-wise, has evolved now in your second fight in bare knuckle?
I've been training based off what I learned from the first fight, and I'm looking forward to figuring it all out in the ring with all the work that I've put in over the past, 5 or 6 months. I got a great opponent. He thinks the same way I do about it. He's very excited about the fight, and that just tells me that he doesn't know what's coming for him. I'm gonna sneak up on him and I'm gonna get him.
MVP, there's been a lot of heat. It's been building between the two of you. You had the face-off earlier this summer in London. What are your feelings about your opponent, Mike Perry, as a person, as a fighter?
I think as a person, he's a great personality to have in a build-up to a fight. He's funny. He's got that. He brings that energy. Seems a bit calm at the moment, but I'm sure he'll bring it out soon. And he'll definitely bring it out in the fight. So it's good. It's always exciting to kind of come up against opponents that, one, I respect him as well. But 2 is an exciting opponent. He will get you going as well. If I feel like I'm a bit too chill, he'll definitely bring that out of me. But I'm MVP, man. I do it in style. I do it for the fans, so it's going to be a massive show. And you'll see it all over the internet afterwards.
Platinum, for you coming into the UK, do you like this, that you're going into MVP's home nation of England, coming over rather than if we're fighting in the US?
Absolutely. I feel like this is a calling for me, and I feel like everything that's happening is somewhat close to destiny. I'm building something here, and I brought this so that I can take this back home and it can have much more meaning. I put it in front of one of the biggest stages against one of the biggest opponents, and I'm faceless right now. This could be anyone. Anyone could do this, and I'm gonna go out there on Saturday and I'm gonna show the world how it's supposed to be done. David Feldman, it's a testament to what you've created with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
that you bring over a big star from the UFC and Mike Perry. You get an active roster, big star from Bellator and Michael Venom Page. Can you talk about the evolution of bringing in big-name fighters and it continues in BKFC?
Absolutely, Sean. You know, I think some people on the roster and some people around bare knuckle get confused with the business model. But the model is to bring in these names like Mike Perry and MVP that the whole world talks about, that the whole world knows, that they've seen in other promotions and they know them. And then we put these fantastic fighters, these unbelievable, just rough, tough, pure fighters on the undercard to build them into the future stars of BKFC. So by bringing these big names in, that's bringing the media in, that's bringing the fans in, it's getting an opportunity for them to watch these guys on the undercard who are going to be tomorrow's stars of BKFC. So it just works perfect for us. I mean, you know, we started in an ice arena in 2018, Sean, June 2nd, 2018. We actually, 2 years before that, started in a warehouse about a half a mile away from my office with 20 people in attendance. And now we're doing the Wembley Arena right outside of London with two of the most, you know, exciting mixed martial artists or combat sports fighters in the world ever. And they're going to take their gloves off and they're going to try to beat the hell out of each other on Saturday night in front of all the fans here. And I just can't wait for these fans to see what this sport is all about. You know, how it's done with these new updated rules in the ring that we have, and with all the great fighters that we have and all the great fans here in the UK. It's going to be a special night on Saturday night.
BKFC 27, BKFC London. August 20th, that is Saturday night. You see the 8 fighters top of the card, 2 feature bouts, co-main and main, along with David Feldman on the dais. Brian Socha is with us. He has the microphone. Time now for questions from assembled media.
Thank you, Sean. Assembled media, if you have a question, just put your hand up and I'll come over and see you. All right, I'm coming over to see you. All right, just say your name and your media outlet.
Tom for the Fight or Flight podcast. This is a question for the 2 main eventers. Obviously, making that transition from the world of mixed martial arts, kind of for both you, Michael Venom Page, and also you, Mike Perry, what adjustments do you anticipate to make to obviously cater for your opponent on the night?
Well, I mean, adjustments have been made in the gym. All the work has been done. You know, this is one of the harder moments of a fight for me. I just want to get in there and punch this guy in the face. That's the easy part. So, you know, the hard work has been done, put in the gym, and now I got to find a way to prove it to the world that, you know, on Saturday it's just going to be a phenomenal event to tune in for. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's going to be amazing. All these men up here, I know, have put so much work into this, and we are going to try to kill each other with our bare fists. And I know it may sound a little ferocious for some, you know, some people can't handle to watch things like that. Like my mother might be one of them. She might, you know, wince at the TV when I'm fighting, or maybe even look away. I think my sister doesn't watch at all. And I'm looking to, I mean, I know they feel for people who fight me as well, because I'm rough to be up against. I'm a mean opponent. So, like I said, the work has been done. Saturday, you will see it. It's the calm before the storm.
To actually answer the question, I'm a martial artist. This is combat. I like to challenge myself in different arenas. You always have to make slight adjustments. This is why you've seen me cross over to boxing before. Slight adjustment there, crossover. But I like to try new things. And yeah, there's been slight tweaks in terms of thinking about how to land punches a bit more. And you know, you can't be as reckless. You can be, but it's not as smart to be as reckless. So changing certain things about the angles I wanna come in from and land punches from. Those kind of adjustments, some conditioning adjustments. But other than that, it's the same combat training.
Brian?
All right, I got one from the fans. This comes up every time we have somebody come from a glove sport. This is for MVP. Making adjustments, you talk about that. They want to know about taking the gloves off. What you're looking at, are you worried about the damage you're going to take either on your hands, on your head, whatever, where you get punched? What's different about it? Just speak on that. They want to know about that.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people kind of bring it up, and I think everyone's always shocked when there's something slightly different and then forget what's already kind of taken place. So in mixed martial arts, we have, 4-ounce gloves on, but that's it. So if I kick somebody in the face, yeah, it's definitely going to hurt. Nobody asked me, oh, do you worry about kicking someone when, you know, you don't have foot pads on? You know, it's the same kind of thing. Ain't me funny, but the adrenaline that kicks in, a lot of the times there's certain shots that I might have taken in a fight that I didn't feel during the fight. And when I finish afterwards, I'm like, why does that hurt? And why does this hurt? You know, it's when your adrenaline calms down. So you are going to be a lot more free in there, regardless of the gloves being on or off. The same way that I actually came from a sport where we had foot pads, we had shin pads, we had this. Then I came to MMA and I would happily kick someone in the face and not thinking about my foot. And it's the same in this sport now. It's just a slight adjustment.
You won't be free.
Same battle.
You're going to be trapped. I got you for 10 minutes.
Good calculation. Well done.
Okay. All right, so another one coming in from online from the fans. Sam, they're just looking for, I mean, this is a simple question. What's your game plan heading in on Saturday night?
To put on a great show, to be entertaining, and go out there and bang it out with Mick Terrell. You know, make it a bloody mess out there, and you know, hopefully somebody's laying on the floor when we're done.
Thank you. Another one, this is for Mick. Mick, we saw your debut. They say it did not go according to plan. You had a lot of stuff you were dealing with. What's going to be different for you this time? What did you learn by coming to America to fight for BKFC?
Not a lot, really. Fighting's fighting, innit? Hopefully the difference will be a win. But Sam seems like a nice fella, and I think I'll probably get on with Sam outside the ring. But once you get in there, you've got no friends. And sorry, Sam, I'm going to punch you. So hopefully you'll punch us back.
Hell yeah.
Great answer, thank you. The fans are still still going to be filtering with questions, but we have another media. What's your name and what media are you from?
Cristiano Segura from Chaos Boxing and Fitness, and this is a question for all the athletes on the panel. What is the feeling, the meaning for you personal to be in this amazing historic card, I believe in the bare knuckle history, being in the city of the Mecca or the country of the Mecca, bare knuckle? What is your feeling right now to be in this amazing card with amazing athletes sharing the square circle?
You want us to get excited, huh? Jump up and down and start screaming and yelling at each other. I mean, I'm saving my energy. I'm a professional. I'm a beast. It's gonna prove itself. So
I'm the one sitting over here sweating out of my fucking suit right now. I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. People say all kinds of shit and hate on me online, but I love this shit, man. Wouldn't none of y'all pay attention or know who the fuck I am, excuse my language, but y'all wouldn't know who I am without this. This gives me life. I get to speak to you. I get to meet you. I get to see you. You get to see me. I put all my energy. I'm fucking sweating. My shirt's wet right now. This man's had to tell me to calm down. This is a fucking psycho right here, and he's telling me to calm down. Don't worry, I don't run out of motherfucking energy, baby. I'm coming in there Saturday night, and I'm gonna blow that motherfucking roof off. I hope Wembley's still standing, but it means so much for me to be here, and it's y'all's energy, and knowing that y'all want to see this shit, this is what makes me sweat out my shit. I do this for you. I love you motherfuckers, and in this sport, David has revitalized my career and my life. Bare knuckle is for real men and real women, real fighters, and that's what we're here to do. We're gonna murk each other. I like Connor. I think he's cool. We both go fishing. We got a lot in common. But when that square circle, the only thing we got in common is bloodbath, baby. I'm finna to murk him. If he beats me, it's gonna be the bloodiest, worst goddamn day of his life. I promise you that.
Brian.
All right, sorry, I was captivated by Joe. Joe, thank you for that. Okay, so now let's go over to Tyler. Yeah. Tyler, you fought for us before. A lot has changed since the last time you fought for us. We're here in your area now, but you've also changed how you're training. One of your biggest fights that you had with us, he's now training you. Can you speak on how your training camp was way different this time than it's ever been?
Yeah, I mean, for everyone who, you know, the circumstances that I was under fighting for BKFC before, we were in a global pandemic. I had to quarantine and wasn't able to take a training team out with me, so I had to quarantine for 2 weeks just to get into the USA and different countries. So the circumstances were difficult, and obviously in one of them fights, I fought the bare knuckle pound for pound #1, Luis Palomino, all by myself. So, you know, now I've got a complete training team with my mentor, Luis Baboon Palomino, my old opponent, Eric El Tigre Castaños. It's just been amazing. I've literally just spent 10 weeks training twice a day, out in Miami under the tutelage of these guys. So I'm just ready to put on a show. I haven't fought in England for about 3 years now, so it's about time I come back and showed everyone the bare knuckle Viking.
We'll take one more question from assembled media, and then again, every fighter on the dais, as well as David Feldman, will be available for media one-on-ones in our scrum following this. Before we do that, after this final question, we will do face-offs with the fighters, the two feature bouts, the co-main and the main. We will do face-offs. So the fighters on the dais hang out, media hang out. You can get your photos on that. Final question, back to Brian Sosha.
All right, thank you, Sean. Please say your name and which media you're with.
Yep, this is Louise Green from MMA Crazy. Just a question for David. We were obviously supposed to see Paige Van Zandt and Charissa on this card. Can you talk a little bit about the decision to move that fight?
Yeah, Paige, you know, when we signed Paige Van Zandt, she was the highest paid athlete on our roster. She moved the needle for us like she was supposed to move the needle for us, and, you know, we would like to have her on this card. We just had some unfortunate circumstances leading up to this that just didn't point towards her still being on this card, so we moved her to a card later on in the year.
You know, Sean, I know you said time for one more, but we got one more that I want to get to. I'm sorry, this guy's been jumping out of his seat trying to get in this. What's your name, where are you from, and your question, please?
Raw Hogan from Punch Out Boxing. Thanks, gents. One last question. A lot of the fans online, they're always debating who's naturally harder from their background, Americans or Brits. So we've got 3 Americans from the Deep South. Brits, you're all from our major urban centres. Which of you guys have had the harder upbringing naturally and are the more natural fighters, US or UK?
You ask that question, bro? Look at the motherfucker up here, right here. The only motherfucker that's sweating up in this bitch. Look, bro, I'm bringing D-block in this bitch. I grew up with, I had a tiller when I was 5 years old, tilling acres of land. I don't give a damn about, I mean, no disrespect to anything here, but they ain't got the dirty South like we do. I don't give a damn where you from. It's hard. It's hard everywhere. But I was raised country, and I'm a savage. I work hard for everything I got. I love working hard, and punching in the face is one of the hardest working things you can do. Sacrificing, cutting 30, 40 pounds, eating what we're supposed to. I'm hardcore. I don't care what none of them say. I'm the baddest motherfucker on this stage.
I'm a city boy, and country boys get eaten.
I went out to America and fought on my own with no training team or no one. I'm a bad motherfucker.
Anyone been to Wales?
Cheers.
So before we do our face-offs, then the media scrum for one-on-ones, final comments from David Feldman. Again, this shows the evolution. We're here in London of what has been your dream for over a decade to bring bare-knuckle fighting back to the modern era safely, fully regulated. David Feldman.
Yeah, Sean, look, I'm almost as excited as Joe Elmore, but I don't know if anyone can be that excited. But I'm almost excited as him. This is unbelievable from where this started to where we are. This epic event, one of the most, exciting combat sporting events of the entire summer. Unfortunately, Anthony Joshua, for us, is fighting on the same night, but fortunately, the main event will end in time for you to tune in to the Anthony Joshua fight after our fight. So we are the true undercard to the Anthony Joshua fight, and then Anthony Joshua will be the main event of the night, if you will, because he is a superstar legend here in London and in the UK. With that being said, we have limited tickets available at Wembley, at the OVO Wembley Arena and at BKFC.com. And if you want to stream this fight and watch it from home, you can do that at BKFC.com on the brand new, robust BKFC app. It's only $4.99 a month. It's an unbelievable value. You get everything that you want to see with bare knuckle fighting on that app. Another thing I just wanted to mention for some of the new journalists here that aren't really familiar with bare knuckle fighting. So we have one of the best doctors in the entire world, one of the best fight doctors in the entire world. Dr. Don Muzi is our chief medical officer, and he has compiled data from our first event all the way up until our last event and including this current event. And his data shows us that bare knuckle fighting competitors have less head trauma, less facial fractures, even less hand fractures than boxing or mixed martial artists. We do have more lacerations, and I think that's what the fans want to see. They want to see blood. We also stitch them up before they leave. I just wanted to throw that out there so everybody knows the safety precautions that we take. So another thing that we did is we are required as bare knuckle fighting to come into London, England and have 0 medicals. We had top-notch medicals for each and every one of these fighters: MRI, MRA, EKGs, eye exams, blood work, physical, you name it, we gave it to them. We went above and beyond to make sure that our fighters are protected, and they'll be protected before they go in, they'll be protected while they're fighting, because we have the best referees on the planet refereeing this. We have the best doctors and physicians and ringside staff in the planet, and then they'll be protected afterwards, because if anything happens to them, we'll make sure that they're taken care of prior to leaving. I just wanted to shoot that out there for the English media so you guys know how Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship works. Now, let's get back to business. Business is, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, I believe, is the fastest growing, most exciting, baddest, purest combat sport on the planet. If you're a combat sports fan and you watch bare knuckle fighting, you will fall in love with this sport, guaranteed. If you don't like bare knuckle fighting and you're a combat sports fan, then you might want to go watch ballet, because this just isn't for you. What I'm saying is, tune in Saturday night. I'm telling you, we have the most stacked combat sports card of the entire summer, from start to finish, with the main event, Michael Venom Page versus Mike Platinum Perry, one of the most talked about combat sports fights, really, and main events of the entire summer in all of combat sports. I'm excited to be here in London. I love the fans here. I love the fighters here. I love everything about what we're putting together here in London. Also want to mention that we just acquired another organization called BFBA, Bare Fist Boxing Association, Andrew Bakewell. We just acquired them 2 weeks ago, so they will roll up under our new banner, which will be BKFC UK, which we're going to launch in November. So we plan on staying here in the UK. This isn't a one-shot deal. This isn't, let's put on this great event and let's leave, and let's not make this our home. This is going to be our second home. The UK will be BKFC's second home, and we plan on putting on a lot of great events all throughout the year, and then 2 or 3 epic events every year. So with that being said, I love it here in the UK. These fighters are going to fight their butts off tomorrow night, on Saturday night. They're going to give it their all, so I hope that everybody comes out and supports them.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Mr. David Feldman. So fighters on the dais, we'll start with the heavyweights, and we will do our media face-offs. Center stage, please. What's that?
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including unlimited access to the full library of BKFC pay-per-views, behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. You can access it anywhere you want, anytime you want, instantly, on most streaming devices. It's all available right now on the new BKFC app, all here for only $4.99 a month. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.
I'm the one and only MVP, Michael Venom Page. Entertaining, unusual, unique. I like to do stuff that doesn't necessarily make sense.
Platinum Mike Perry!
I think I'm one of the toughest men on the planet. It may not always be pretty, but damn it, you can't beat me. We'll see if he ever comes forward at all.
I want to go in there, I want to land shots and not be touched. I'm more a sniper.
Like I said, man, if he's there at the end of it, well, he'll be bleeding.
Connor, the Brumtown Bomber, Tierney, Joe Hitman 187, Elmo.
Yeah, he don't know what a pinto is. He's finna find out.
Yeah. Sure, come on.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Watch every live Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view event for only $4.99 per month. Enjoy our all-new library of content, including unlimited access to the full library of BKFC pay-per-views, behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare knuckle fights from around the globe. You can access it anywhere you want, anytime you want, instantly on most streaming devices. It's all available right now on the new BKFC app, all here for only $4.99 a month. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, still only $4.99 a month.